Okay, so why does it not surprise me that as soon as I go to do a segment for Democratic Party headquarters news, my, well, in this case, YouTube lost all audio. So, I can't listen to any YouTube audio, any videos, or record their playback, because I was going to leave. I was getting ready to make a segment. And I'm not saying that somebody's out there actually physically fucking with me. But what I am saying is that there are people out there who are actually physically fucking with me. And by that, I don't mean that there's the NSA, some conservative asshole sitting behind a screen somewhere, even though they probably are in some way, but not actually turning off my video on my audio on my YouTube. But what I do think is going on is all of these apps, all of these programs that run on our computer, like Adobe and Flash and I don't know, I can't think of them all. Sun makes Oracle and all these things that they're installing on our computer constantly. They're backed by Microsoft, so they have access to our machines and what they're doing. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what they're doing when they are fucking with us. Is they're setting up their software, which they don't have to do. Okay, they're setting up their software so that if you don't allow them constant access to your computer, because when you give them permission to automatically update their software, what you're really doing is you're giving them, they figure, as long as we're in here, why don't we have a look around and see, what there is. We can pass it off as saying, well, we're making sure that your machine is compatible with our software, whatever. There's all kinds of ways you can mentally justify invasion of privacy, right? And what they do is they set up their software so that when they want to access your machine and you don't let them, then their software stops working. So in my case, Adobe has a new update. They contact my machine and find out that I'm not. Well, no, they don't do it that way. They've got the computer program itself. They've got Adobe Flash set up so that somehow they know that you haven't updated, even though technically you're telling them stay the fuck away from my computer. I'll get an update when probably what they're doing is they're making YouTube and other people who use Adobe get their updates that when they try to run on your computer, all of a sudden it won't work because you're not updated. Yeah, that's what they're doing. So they're coordinating so that your machine can't run the software unless you allow them constant access to your computer. And yeah, this is obnoxious, right? Because I have mindset to not accept. Well, sometimes what I do is my computer will get bogged down with all these update programs that are running. Sometimes there's like 10 of them running. Once you give them all permission, they're constantly monitoring your machine, and you have to wonder, that they don't really need to. They could just check once in a while when they have updates and make sure that you're up to date, and they could make it so that on the internet it doesn't fuck up your machine just because you're, a little bit behind on updates. They don't have to do that. They could just make it so that they're compatible with whatever version of their software you're running. That's no problem. So, it's just like, I'm involved with this lawsuit now. These people filed a terroristic threatening lawsuit against me, and I didn't actually threaten anybody. So somehow this links together. I just lost my train of thought. But what I'm saying is they don't have to have like constant uh, access to your machine. And that's what they're doing. Okay, like I say, I've lost my train of thought. I do that sometimes, so I'm just going to leave it here. My main point is that they're, using basically what they're doing is they're holding you hostage, right? They're saying you either turn on automatic updates, which also gives us constant access to your machine and constantly runs in the background, or we'll fuck you up, right? 10 days into turning it off, you're going to find that you can't hear anything on YouTube. It's ridiculous.